been a while.
Yeah.
It really has been a while.
Yes, it has.
Every time we say that, we have an inside joke that no one else knows, but we just look at each other and go, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fun.
It's great.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we had just discussed this just mere moments ago, but I forgot to synchronize the audio. So it's been a little while since we've recorded.
Yeah.
Because Babs was on a 2-week family vacation to Washington.
Yeah, which was awesome.
I was there for 3 days,
Yeah.
and I had a great time.
It was so nice to have you there.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Was, because
really nice.
I've never got to experience that with you, and it's so exciting now that, like, when I mention, like, my hometown and,
I
like, the
understand
little
now.
places
Yeah.
that I, like, loved and grew up around, you're like, you've been there. So
I've been there. I know. Now I know.
You can picture it instead of just, like, an imaginary place.
Yeah, it's a real place now. It was before it didn't exist.
Yeah.
Now it does.
Yeah.
So that was cool. That was fun. But yeah, you were there for 2 weeks, and then you came back, and I had the busiest damn schedule ever. I've been all over the damn place. I was in Las Vegas. I did 3 shows in Vegas. I did a show in Santa Barbara. I have a show tonight. I leave for Canada tomorrow. So we just didn't get around to recording, and we were tired.
Yeah.
We were tired.
I think I've been in vacation mode.
Yeah, vocation mode.
yeah.
I'm in vocation mode.
Yeah, I'm in vacation mode.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ever since I left, I did so much, and it was so much fun, and it was kind of nice to get, like, that break from life,
Right.
like, just in general. And so it's okay. I personally I've had a hard time getting back into the swing of things. Like,
Readjusting back to civilian life.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm not on my regular routine or schedule. And because of that, like, I'm kind of, like, really anticipating the kids going back to school, because at first I was like, oh, I can't wait till summer. But now I'm like, oh, I can't wait till school, because, like, there's not a regular routine right now. Ever since I
Yeah.
got back, I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm having a hard time adjusting.
Well, you'll get there.
I know.
You'll get there. It doesn't help that I'm leaving again for another 3 days.
Yeah.
I've been gone a lot recently. I've been on the road, dude.
Yeah.
Been doing road gigs, man.
Yeah.
Going out on the old highway and being by myself for extended periods of time.
Oh, yeah, because you went to Vegas.
Yeah, I was in Las Vegas in the middle of July, which ironically is around the time that we got married.
Yeah, and it's
And-
actually not that bad of a time to go to Las Vegas. It just depends on what you're doing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, if you plan on spending a lot of time outdoors in Vegas.
Yeah, like if you go to a festival or something, like, that's awful.
Horrible time.
Not a good idea.
It was 112 degrees. It was so hot.
That's really hot.
It was so hot. And then the last day I decided to not book a hotel room because I was just going to do my show and then drive back to LA after the show. And so I had 9 hours to kill and no hotel room to sit in 112 degrees in Las Vegas.
That's just foolish.
It was dumb. It was not a smart idea. I spent most of the time walking around. I walked 10 and a half miles that day in 112 degrees. By the end of it, I was delirious.
Yeah.
I was like seeing double. I had to sleep in my car in the Wynn parking lot with just the AC blasting, just to, like, recover for a little
That's
bit.
ridiculous.
But I made it.
Yeah.
I made it.
And then we're hopefully going to go to Vegas again.
I think we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Because when you go to Vegas, they know. Somehow they know.
Yeah.
All the hotels, they have caught wind of you being in Vegas. They're
Yeah.
like, they can smell it in the air. They're like, he's here.
Yeah.
And then when you leave, they just start sending you all these ridiculous offers so that you come
Which
back.
is awesome.
Which is awesome because they think
Yeah.
you're going to spend money. Although this last trip, I spent $36 the whole time that I was there in 3 days.
Not including the hotel.
Well, not including the hotel,
Yeah.
obviously, and I get gas to drive out
That's
there. But, like,
crazy.
while I was in Las Vegas, $36 in 3 days.
Wow.
I really pimped the system. And by pimping the system, I mean I mostly just ate a Del Taco for every meal.
Oh my god.
I don't know how much that's pimping the system as
That's
much
not
as
really
it's just
pimping the system.
destroying
That's just
my body to
living
save money.
very poorly.
Very poorly. Yeah, very poor life choices there. Also, though, I lucked out and I got a bunch of casino points because we have a Caesars Rewards credit card.
Yes.
Holler. So I just, every time I fill up my gas tank, I accumulate points.
Yeah.
So I got to eat a Gordon Ramsay burger for free.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Came up.
Yeah.
That's pimping the system right there. Yeah. So
I'm excited. I can't wait to go again.
yeah, me too. It's gonna be fun. It'll be the summer again, but it'll be hot.
Who cares?
But
That's
we're
what
getting
the pools are for.
We're getting free hotel rooms. All we gotta do is pay the resort fee.
Yep.
And I think we might have to do it cheap again because we need to be cheap these days because
Yeah.
everything is expensive as hell.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. I just want to enjoy my time away from my children.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Are you gonna be okay without gambling?
Yeah,
We're not going to be able to do much.
we'll do a tiny
little
bit, but yeah,
We'll
that's
play
fine.
some slots.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just want to like be by a pool. To be
I want to
honest with
lounge
you.
by the pool. Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
stay at the Mirage. They have a really cool pool
Yeah,
with waterfalls and stuff.
Yeah.
I think they have a lazy river there.
I think so too.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Count me in.
Yeah,
I went into the pool. I stayed at the Luxor, which is the worst. I mean, just the worst. Excalibur's worse, but like the Luxor is pretty low tier.
Those are both awful.
Awful, but I mean, it was a free room, so I can't complain. But I went in the
Mm-hmm.
pool because it was super hot. I went in the pool for exactly 45 seconds just to test how refreshing it would be. It was very refreshing.
You could have stayed like 10 minutes.
I really couldn't have though because I just didn't have much time. I had to check out soon. I had to
Yeah.
like take a shower. I knew I had 9 hours to kill before my show, so
Yeah.
I had to pack up. I had to get out of the room in time because they wanted to charge me $50 to stay in the room for an extra hour. $50.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Now, do most places not do that? Is it just like it's a complimentary late checkout?
I think it just depends.
Okay.
It depends on the hotel. It depends on like when you ask. I feel like the cheaper hotels, especially if they give you a comp night, which
Mm-hmm.
mine were 2 comp nights, they're like, we already gave you the room for free. Get the hell
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
I
yeah.
see. Okay.
I bet if I were like, because they have tier systems for like the reward, like the player cards and all that stuff. If I were like a higher tier system at MGM, I probably could have got a complimentary late checkout.
Yeah.
But they're like, you're low level and you haven't spent any money here, and we can tell.
Yeah. So
So-
I wonder if you got this latest one for the Mirage. Did you get it because you stayed at the Luxor?
I don't know. I swear, I'm telling you, the second I got back from Vegas, I started getting hotels or offers from every hotel in Vegas.
Huh. I've never stayed at the Mirage. Obviously, I think we tend to do a little bit nicer places.
We try to do nicer places, yeah.
And that's okay. The only thing that I find appealing about the Mirage is the pool situation.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
looks really cool, and the lazy river just sounds amazing. So
Well, I hope it's still open by the time we get there because it's changing to the Hard Rock. They're changing the Mirage. It's already been purchased.
okay.
And so,
Like you hope the pool's open?
well, yeah, because I know they're remodeling.
They
like,
should never
the
close
whole-
a pool in Vegas during like the summer.
They
season.
shouldn't, and I hope they don't. But because they're changing and they're like rebranding everything, they're building a giant guitar-shaped
Aw.
hotel tower.
Yeah.
And they're changing it from the Mirage.
mean,
they're getting
who-
rid of the whole like lava
Okay.
fountains, everything in the front.
Is that even like relevant anymore? Like Hard Rock Cafe?
No, not really. And there used to be a Hard Rock casino in Vegas
Like
because
that just seems so like late 90s, early 2000s. And like who the hell cares about that?
yeah, I don't know. It's still like whatever. It's touristy. That's Vegas is everything touristy. And there's a Hard Rock. There's a Hard Rock cafe in like every touristy part of every like major city.
Really?
Yeah, there's a Hard Rock cafe in Denver on the 16th Street Mall. We ate at it once. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure there's a Hard Rock cafe in San Diego.
That's the one where there's like movie stuff, right? Like there'll be like the arm from like Terminator or
No, it's more music stuff. It's more like this
I'm
is like
thinking
Eric
of
Clapton's
Planet
guitar. Yeah, you're
Hollywood.
thinking of Planet Hollywood.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Similar theme, like same
Yeah.
type of thing, but that one's more movies, and then Hard Rock Cafe is more like rock and roll. So it's like this is Alice
Oh.
Cooper's pants that he wore on tour in 1989 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid.
But there used to be a Hard Rock hotel
Uh-huh.
and casino in Vegas. It was off the strip. It's now the Virgin Casino.
okay.
So the new
okay. I
that
know-
used to
yeah.
be the Hard Rock, and I know that because I performed there poolside on Van's Warped Tour.
Okay.
And then when we went, that was 2016, and then when we started going back to Vegas, like recently when we moved back to California, I was always like, "Where the hell is the Hard Rock Casino?"
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that it had gotten bought and remodeled as the Virgin.
like the airline.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's off the strip.
Okay.
We haven't been there yet.
yeah.
I've
we
been
don't-
wanting to go there, but
We don't really do off the strip.
no, not really. I like staying on the strip.
I do too.
I don't really like I walked around so much recently and I realized that that's one of those things that I really don't like much about Vegas, to be perfectly honest, is walking around the strip.
Yeah.
But I like being on the strip because that's like where everything is.
I like being on the strip. I like walking around. I mean, you do see weirdos and crazy people, but I like people watching. So it's kind of exciting and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the sights and the sounds of Vegas. So I just,
So do I.
I don't know.
No, I like that too. I like certain sides of the strip.
I prefer the
north
side. Yes.
Yeah. The south end of the strip is a little seedy.
Yeah.
That's
and
where I stayed last time.
I'm not really fond of walking around that particular
Dude,
area.
you know what was crazy to me? This was insane. Okay. It was 112 degrees. And I saw people pushing babies in strollers.
Yeah, isn't that
outside
crazy?
and like, dude, You are risking the safety and health of your baby
Yeah.
to stay at the Excalibur
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Like, just don't do that.
Yeah.
Just skip it.
Don't
It's
bring
112
babies
degrees. You're gonna melt your baby.
Yeah.
So you can stay at a castle themed hotel
Yeah.
where a bunch of tweakers and hookers stay.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah. And it's not even like a nice castle. It's like,
No, it's like a rundown castle.
Yeah.
It's a meth castle.
like I'd be okay with a castle themed like hotel if it was like
a nice castle.
fancy.
Like a chateau.
Yeah, like a
themed-
chateau.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
not a meth castle.
like the Windsor
Yeah.
castle or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. It was weird. I was like, that's Vegas, a baby in Vegas. People always say Vegas baby. I was like, that's a Vegas baby.
Yeah.
And that baby's gonna have mental problems. What was that?
Neighbors
Oh.
yelling.
Our neighbors are yelling. Sorry. No one else can hear that but us.
Yeah.
Totally interrupted the podcast.
Yeah.
But I am excited to go back to Vegas because you and I haven't been since when was the
Last
last
year.
one?
Last-
Oh yeah, November. We went
Oh
around.
wait, yeah, November.
We
yeah,
went
so
around
last
Thanksgiving,
year.
the week
Mhm.
of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, which was cool.
Dude, there's sick deals.
Yeah. Well, also it was kind of fun because like the pressure of Thanksgiving is no longer on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it was just nice.
We're like, we're out. We're gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I think we should do that again.
I think we should too.
We should bring the kids again.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a little cold though, which was a little kind of a bummer because
I
you want to
actually
do the
don't mind
pool
that.
stuff.
Well, there's that, but
Yeah.
I don't mind having different experiences of Vegas. Like I don't mind having like the summertime cool resort, like pool, you know, type of experience. But I
Right.
also don't mind like being a little colder and staying, you know, a little bit more in your room or doing things that are a little different from regular Vegas.
Yeah, I don't
stuff.
necessarily mind that either. But if we bring the kids, it's like because there's not a whole lot to do with the kids in Vegas, and like the pool is like a nice thing for the kids
That's
to do.
true. There's always, I guess there's not hot tubs when they close down everything.
Well, no, there's not. When they close the pool, the whole pool is closed.
Yeah.
Although we stayed at the Wynn last year, which we could probably do again, and the pool is still open at the Wynn during that time, and it's a heated
which
pool.
is really cool.
Yeah.
Because a lot of places don't do that.
No, most pools are closed in the off season there, which is I don't know. It's usually always kind of warm there,
Yeah.
and if it's cold, like at least have the hot tubs open.
Yeah.
Like there should be like a separate area that just has like hot tubs.
I agree.
Yeah, that
Vegas.
would be nice. Vegas,
Open your hot tubs.
open your hot tubs.
Yeah. Keep them open.
We're gonna start a petition.
Yeah.
Did some shows in Vegas. That was fun.
Yeah.
First time I've done comedy shows in Las Vegas.
Cool.
Interesting environment.
Yeah.
But I had a good time. Okay, I have a question for you. This is a hard pivot, but it happened to me in Vegas, and I'm noticing this a lot more often. Okay, how do you feel about the pre-foamed soap? Like when you push down and thing, it just goes, and it's just a foamy pile of soap instead of liquid soap.
So I feel like personally, I feel like it's too airy.
I feel like
And
it's
I
not.
don't think it's doing its job.
It's not soap. I'm saying it's not soap.
I just don't think it really, like, I feel like you have to do like double or triple the amount
Yeah.
to really wash your hands.
Right, that's how I feel too.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm washing my hands with air.
Yeah.
Like who decided we needed to add air to soap? Who was
Yeah.
like, you know what, this soap needs more air.
Yeah.
I want who wants fluffy? I need liquid soap. I want to feel it.
Yeah.
I feel like even when you push it down, even like the sound it makes, it's like it's like it's scoffing at you. Like it doesn't even believe it's soap. It's just like this isn't doing anything. Just
What?
I don't even know. It's weird. When
Yeah.
did they? I feel like it's like a trick. I feel like they found some way to like actually have less stuff in the soap,
Yeah.
and now they've pushed it on everywhere.
Yeah.
Because every time I do one of those little automated things, you know, the little where you put your hand under,
Yeah.
it's just a little puff.
Yeah.
And what is this little puffy sudsy pile, dude?
Yeah. and
This
it,
isn't going to do anything.
it doesn't do much. Yeah.
No, every time I see it, I'm like, ah.
I just bring hand sanitizer everywhere I go, and I don't even really wash my hands in public bathrooms anymore. I just do hand sanitizer.
Dangerous.
Well,
You
because
live
I feel like
dangerously.
hand sanitizer is going to get the job done a lot better than whatever kind of soap these people are using
Right.
or whatever kind of like drying off mechanism. Half the time it's a paper towel and then you have to go grab a doorknob. So
Right.
half the time I just use the restroom and I leave the restroom and then I rinse my hands with hand sanitizer.
smart,
I think it's
smart.
personally like the best route for me.
That's a good standard operating procedure
Yeah.
for a public restroom.
Yeah, I mean, why would I spend my time even longer in the restroom and essentially not really get my hands very clean?
Dude, back to Vegas. Best public. If you got to use a public restroom, best possible public restroom scenario. Las Vegas casino.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like
They're
if you go to the
loud.
Wynn, like literally, and like you got to use the stall. I know obviously women have to every time, but like men, we have urinal.
Yes.
Use the stall for other reasons.
Yeah.
You got to use the stall at the Wynn. You have like your own private enclosure.
Yeah.
It's like you have your own like cubicle.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's chill.
That's nice.
Yeah.
The Luxor, not so much.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend
The first
using
time
those
I
ones.
went into the Luxor, I remember looking around and I was like, what is this? Like, it's so weird.
It's weird. It is the loosest theming of any Las Vegas
There's
casino.
really like no theming inside.
No.
It's just like shaped like a pyramid. And then that's about it that you get for your theming.
It's shaped like a pyramid. They have the Sphinx out front. And then if you go the area where like the Titanic exhibit is, or like the theater where like Carrot Top is, they have like an obelisk and they have like some buildings that are like loosely kind of, it's almost like it's confused. It's like, is this Egyptian or is it Mayan? Because some of the stuff there looks, they look like old like Mayan buildings and stuff. It's like, is this North Africa or South America? Make up your mind here, Luxor.
Yeah. Well, Mayan would be Mexican.
Yeah, South American.
Oh.
Yeah, like the Mayans, that was like South America, like, right? Central America, Brazil area?
Oh, I guess I don't know. Who
Nicaragua?
knows? We're not.
I don't know. I'm not a geography expert.
Yeah.
Anyway, you tried to aggressively correct me.
I know.
And you don't even know the correct correction.
But I didn't know you were going to dive deeper. Like you're just going to be like, oh, yeah.
That's what we do here on this podcast. We deep dive.
All right.
All right. Anyway, that's enough about Las Vegas. Let's go ahead and deep dive whatever the hell it is we're talking about today. Okay. This morning, by the way, we're recording in the morning.
Yeah, it's
we have
the morning.
coffee. It's nice.
It's nice.
I actually like this.
I don't mind this at all.
It's more comfortable in here. It's the garage has not been heated up to oblivion.
Yes. Well, today is an unusually overcast day for the summer, which is nice.
All right, let's get into it. What are we learning about today, Babs?
Castrato singers.
Castrato singers? I have no idea what that means at all.
Oh, good. So I just want to say that when I was in Washington, my cousin is actually the one that taught me about castrato singers.
Okay.
And she just randomly brought it up and was like, do you know what these are? And I was like, no. And she showed me and played a little bit. And I was like, what the hell? And so I actually was like, I'm going to put this in my notes.
Is this in the same lane as that tweaker whistle rapper that you showed me?
No.
No?
No.
What's his name?
Shout out to your fave ex-boyfriend.
Fave ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. If you guys don't know
what that is, just Google it and be confused.
Yeah. And I feel
I won't even explain it.
I feel like it's your as in why you are.
Yeah.
It's hard to, just
anyway. Look, if you Google your fave ex-boyfriend whistle rapper.
Yes, whistle rapper.
You will see what methamphetamine has done to the hip hop community.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
But no, this has nothing to do with that.
Okay,
this is on a whole different level.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get into it. The definition for a castrato singer is a male singer who had been castrated as a young boy before puberty, then trained to sing.
What? What the fuck? Yeah. What the fuck did you just say? Hold on, repeat that again. Castrated?
The definition for a castrato singer is a male singer who had been castrated as a young boy before puberty, then trained to sing.
Okay, so this isn't happening in modern times.
No, it's not.
Okay. I was going to say, if that's still a commonplace practice, we have not come far as a species.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Castration is the removal of the testicles. When a boy has his testicles removed before puberty, the boy's voice is permanently stunted and has a higher pitch to it.
Damn. I mean, could you imagine? That's like dance moms, like on a whole different level.
Yes.
That's like, my son will be a castrato singer.
Yes.
How do I know? I chopped his balls off.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah,
dude.
it is.
Wow. I will never look at like Shia LaBeouf's dad in the same light. Like, that guy wasn't that bad. He really wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The castrati is the plural. The castrati is the plural version of castrato. Castrati singers were incredibly popular and famous from the 15th to the 17th centuries in parts of Europe.
Okay.
So they were known as the castrati, but they were castrato singers.
15th and 17th century? Like through the so that's the 1400s to the 1600s?
Yeah, I feel like
or was it like one? It was like
I think it was closer to like the 15th.
But that whole time frame, that was a thing?
Yeah, and they also went into the 1800s, but it was like really died out by then.
Damn, could you imagine if your parents chopped your balls off to be a castrato singer at the end of the castrato singing era?
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, man, no one cares about castrato singers anymore. It's like, dude, what the hell?
Yes.
My balls have been removed for this.
Yeah.
I'm permanently
Yeah.
supposed to be this.
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't care anymore.
Yep.
Poor
Pretty
guy.
sad, actually.
Poor man.
Yeah. Also, as a young boy, like you don't really know what kind of effect that's having on you for the rest of your life. You're just
Yeah.
like, I want to sing. And like, you don't realize there's
How much
like,
of that was the boy just being like, I want to be a castrato singer versus mom just being like, you will be a castrato singer, Johann.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Pope Sixtus V made a decree in 1589 replacing choir boys with castrati singers, as women were forbidden from singing in church choirs. After this decree, castrati singers became increasingly widespread throughout Italy. That was my phone, sorry. Many young boys who were poor or more often orphans but showed musical promise would be castrated and trained to sing.
Damn, what a bummer, dude. You just you happen to belt out a note in public and someone hears that and they're like,
Yeah.
We ought to chop his balls off.
Are they doing construction?
Probably. Of course they are.
Bastards.
Who, if you are, what are you doing? It's 8 a.m, dude.
No, it's actually 9.
It's still 9 a.m.
Yeah.
on a Saturday.
I know.
Let
I
the
know.
neighborhood sleep in.
Yeah.
All right.
Every year from 1650 to 1750, nearly 4,000 prepubescent boys would undergo the operation, which was dangerous and illegal.
Damn, illegal. There was a black market for removing testicles.
Yeah. I wonder what they did with all those.
That's weird.
Yeah.
How do you end up in that business?
I don't know.
You know, I feel like there's a natural progression that leads some people to like being drug dealers.
Yeah.
But like, what sequence of events led you to be a black market castrator?
Ugh.
Oh,
Yeah. Sometimes boys would die from post-operation infections or from overdosing of opium, which in those days was used to sedate individuals. For boys from poor families, the idea of becoming famous with the castrati was intriguing.
interesting.
Yeah, so if you had nothing else going for you and your family, like your family was like, please
Yeah,
please
it's like, yeah.
have some sort of a note that you can hit so we can castrate you and send you off.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whoa. Rough times, dude.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah.
Training to be a castrati was incredibly grueling. 1 hour would be spent practicing music, then another hour practicing vibrato, then another hour would be spent practicing the transition from one vocal to another, then an hour of singing exercises. Then literary studies would take place. After a lunch period, studies of musical theories would ensue. Then an hour of writing, then an hour of copying music from dictation, an hour of literary studies again, and then practicing the harpsichord and more studies.
Jeez.
Yes.
They're just putting them through the ringer over here, dude.
Yeah, it sounds like awful,
They're
actually.
like, we're going to cut off your balls and put you to work, boy.
Yeah.
That's mean,
Yeah, and
dude.
that's pretty grueling for like boys that are like 8 years old.
Okay, so if you did this, like, was it like lucrative? Like, if you
Eventually,
were a
if you
castrato
were
singer, like,
absolutely, if you like were really good, yeah, you were famous.
man, could you imagine though if you put in all that work and it just never panned out?
And that happened,
Wow.
actually. Yeah, and I'll get into that
And
a
then
little
you just
bit.
got strung out on opium instead.
Yes.
Damn.
Oftentimes, boys would be castrated around the age of 8. If they were castrated later, they could lose sensation in the penis. The side effects of the castration process in those days were very erratic. Some boys would end up with feminine features, hairless bodies, and sometimes breasts.
Dude, okay. I've always thought about like, okay, medical procedures and just like medicine from back then. Dude, how on earth were they removing balls
I don't know.
back then, dude?
I don't know.
Like, that's got to be a rough surgery.
yeah.
Like wow. Oh my gosh, dude.
Well, and obviously it was like kind of a sketchy one, especially when it came to the fact that these were young boys and could die from so many things. Like it mentioned infection. That's a huge one back then.
Yeah. Gosh, that would suck.
Yeah, that's yes.
They
Especially
cut your balls off and you get an infection and die
Yeah,
just so you could be a singer.
a singer. Yeah,
like-
so your poor family could. It's almost like using your child to like for the good of the family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It's
That's
like
sad.
it's like the Olsen twins or something. But with
Not
balls.
quite at all. No.
That got removed. All right.
No.
Not like that at all.
Yeah.
Horrible example.
Okay. After castration, the rigorous training, some boys. After castration and rigorous training, some boys just did not have what it took to become a great castrato singer. Those boys who were unable to get contracts with opera houses or with church choirs would end up in prostitution. Some Rome brothels had been filled with unsuccessful castrati boys and were noted to be as pretty as the prettiest girl.
Wow, it's like the lady boys of like, where do they have lady boys in Thailand?
What?
Yeah.
Really?
You never heard of that?
I don't know.
Yeah, the lady boys in
Wow.
Thailand, apparently like they are like indiscernible from women.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, apparently so were these.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
This is rough. This sucks that you have to like, that's a real commitment to an attempt.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I don't know if this is going to work out, but in
We're
order
going
to
all
really
in.
find out, I have to remove my testicles.
Yes.
Oh,
Which
God.
also like prevents them from being able to like have a regular life if they don't have like
Forever, you have no balls.
well your appearance is altered, your voice is permanently altered, and also like back then having children and a namesake to carry on your name was like that's like a big deal back then. And so like you've had like all of these things removed permanently from your life.
Damn, and that happens when you're 8 years old.
8 years old.
Oh
Way
my
before you can
God.
decide like, oh, this is what I really want. Like, cause you don't have the mental capacity to be like, at 40, is this really what I'm going to want to sound like? And
I mean,
feel
it's
like?
crazy. You know, people these days, they have problems with like young trans kids. That's like a whole different level right there.
Yeah, this is like a lot different because
That's not
I
like
feel
a hormone therapy. That's like we're literally removing.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
Back in the day, things were rough.
Yeah. The castrati that worked in brothels would serve both men and women. There were even accounts of women portraying themselves as castrati in order to sing on stage, since women were banned from singing professionally.
Dang, it's like Mulan, dude.
It's not quite like Mulan at all.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
It's the castration version of Mulan.
Wow, that's all right. Maybe Disney will make a movie about
Damn,
castrato
there
singers.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
After Napoleon visited Naples, he spoke ill of the schools that trained the castrati and banned them from performing. By the 18th century, different styles of singing began to become popular, and people no longer wanted to hear sopranos and altos. In London, in 1824, Giovanni Battista Velluti, a castrato singer, arrived at an opera house where he was then laughed off of the stage because of how he sang.
Damn.
No one wanted to hear that anymore.
I mean, dude, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's a hardcore commitment.
And you're stuck. Like, you
It's-
can't go back. You can't fix that. You can't change your voice. Like, you're stuck.
Yeah, it's like one thing, like I make hip hop that's very much like underground hip hop, and that's not really like a super duper popular sound or style
Yeah,
anymore. But
yeah.
I didn't have to remove my testicles.
Yeah,
do
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. How do you bounce back from that when you're like in your like late 30s and you're.
Well, apparently you become a hooker.
yeah.
I just that's
Yeah.
that's it. That's
Very
this is a
true.
dark lifestyle choice.
Yeah, I
either
know,
either
huh?
you're famous or you're a prostitute.
Yeah. Wow.
Jeez.
Pretty sad.
I know.
The options are not that great.
I'll never look at crazy dance moms the same way, dude. I'll be like, that's not that bad.
Yeah. By 1902, the Vatican banned castrati from performing in the Sistine Chapel. The last castrato singer, and only one whose voice has ever been recorded, was Alessandro Morici. I think that's how you say it.
Wait, how did it get recorded?
Because they were into the 1800s. He was born 1858 and died 1922.
They had audio recording in the 1800s?
They had phonographs and stuff.
In the 1800s?
The late 1800s, I guess. Well, he died in 1922.
Oh, so maybe they got it in the 1900s?
Yeah, I'm sure he recorded it in the like earliest parts of the 1900s.
That's crazy. I always imagined for some reason that like audio recording, because like when I think back about like music recording, I think like the earliest stuff you have is like the 20s and stuff.
Yeah, I really don't know, but I actually am going to play you an example of
here we go.
Alessandro.
Here we go.
Is that like, am I able to do that, or am I going to get like,
Copyright flags?
Yeah.
I mean,
can it just be a few seconds?
I would imagine that like Universal does not own the
I don't know
Castrato
who-
recording
yeah.
or BMG or whatever. Actually, I think I think it's a 75-year copyright thing.
Okay, well, this is old.
We
so.
should be fine.
All right, I'm going to play it. I'm also going to hold my phone up so that it plays.
We have an option to like plug in the future.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
That's
so
okay.
Here we go. I'm only going to do a few moments of it, too. This is a grown man, by the way.
Do it from the bottom of your phone. That's where the speaker is.
Oh.
I don't know why, but this is like...
Are you going to cry?
No. No.
You look very moved.
For some
Your
reason,
eyes are tearing up.
No, because I'm laughing. For some reason, this reminds me of Napoleon Dynamite. For some reason, I don't know why. I just picture Napoleon Dynamite singing like that.
You look like you were gonna cry.
I'm so moved. No, it's just, as soon as you started playing it, as soon as it started singing, I just imagined like Napoleon Dynamite on stage, like singing ironically like that.
Yeah. So that's the only recording of a castrati singer, and and he was a grown man while he was singing. This is what they were reduced to, unfortunately, for these poor men. They, didn't realize what they were doing to themselves.
I don't think childhood actors had it that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to that.
Compared to the castrati,
I
agree.
can see why that fell out of popularity.
Yeah.
I don't imagine that was going to like sustain for very long.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, really weird.
What a weird thing.
Yeah, I'm really glad my cousin told me about this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Yeah, shout out Jasmine.
Yeah.
For knowing about
castrati.
removing balls to be a high-pitched singer.
Yeah. I don't know how she found it, but I should have asked.
Okay, so obviously there was a time where this was somewhat common practice. Like it wasn't unusual.
Yeah.
But imagine being the first.
Yeah.
Like, how did they figure that out?
That I don't know.
How were they like, did they just have to remove some poor kid's balls and then all of a sudden he hit a note and someone was like, wait a minute.
Actually, there were, this is how they figured it out when I was doing my research. There were certain health issues that sometimes they would remove testicles in order to help those.
Right, because like castration wasn't super uncommon.
No, but like as a form of like, for a singing purpose, that I think was illegal. But for a health reason, like let's say the child was going to die because of a hernia or something, like they would do a castration on the child. And I wonder if one day one of those kids was like singing in the bathtub and his mom was like, what?
Let's cut our other kid's balls off.
Yeah.
We'll have a little singing duo.
Yes.
Man, well, that's going to some really extreme lengths.
Yeah.
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 No, I think like people that get like fake lips and fake boobs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy comparatively.
Yeah. My sources are medium.com and study.com.
And Jasmine.
And Jasmine DeGroot. Shout out.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, that's one hell of a way to start a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
To talk about removing children's balls so that they can sing forever like women.
Uh-huh.
Why wouldn't they just be like, women can sing like that?
So it was the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Well, they always do weird things with kids' balls.
With boys specifically. Yeah. And the Catholic Church was really, really strange back in the day.
Still kind of strange today.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to like go, we're not going on a weird, like whatever, anti-Catholicism thing. But, there's some weird stuff there.
Sure.
And we're also talking about Italy in the 1500s and the Catholic Church. So it's a weird time. It's a weird place.
Right.
There's just a lot of weird.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Things were weird.
Yeah,
there was a lot of weird back then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Castrato singers.
Castrato singers and the castrati.
There you have it. I mean, that is a quintessential, according to my wife, topic right there.
Yeah, it is.
That's not something anyone else is covering.
Yeah. You're probably right about that. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, all right. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we do this.
Yes.
So that we can teach people about really important things like castrated singers.
That's right.
Yeah. I hope you learned something really valuable today that you can apply to your life.
I personally did.
Yeah.
While doing research.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So that's it.
That's it.
All right. Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
my fun fact today is that I do not have a fun fact.
Oh, what happened?
I actually didn't realize till this morning when I was reading my notes and I was like, where's the fun fact? And then I remembered and I was like, oh, I didn't look up a fun fact.
You had so much fun researching the removing of 8-year-old boys' balls.
Yes.
That you neglected to have a fun fact.
Yes.
All
So
right.
I am sorry to all the listeners. This won't happen again.
Bender,
Vacation
bender.
mode. I'm telling you.
Vacation
It just
mode.
completely yeah.
You're mentally at Squaw Rock.
I'm mentally at Squaw Rock.
In Eastern Washington.
Yes. Which is a place I love.
All right.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm sorry. This will not happen again. But yeah,
It's fine.
I didn't realize till this morning, and I reread my notes, and I was like, shit. Oh well.
This is what happens when you take a few weeks off.
This is what happens. Yeah.
You know?
So it is what it is.
Well, a fun fact: Babs is from Washington, and we went there, and
Yeah. Ooh, and if you ever go to Washington, here's the fun fact: go to Snoqualmie Falls.
Ooh, Snoqualmie Falls.
Amazing,
That place
beautiful,
is crazy.
gigantic water. Oh, Twin Peaks was filmed there.
Twin Peaks was filmed there.
It's just such a cool, beautiful place. You will feel in awe of
There's
the
a cool
waterfall.
half-mile hike through the woods, through the mountains.
Beautiful.
It's a little bit of a grueling hike coming back up because you go down on the way down and you go up on the way back, which Babs and Soph did not do.
I could not
did.
do it. I couldn't.
I went back up to fetch the car, and that was one of the most grueling hikes I've ever done in my life.
I was not dressed appropriately. I was wearing a very long black dress.
Yeah.
I had a handkerchief in my hair. I had shoes and socks and.
I can tell when we were going down, I was like, oh, they're not going back up this.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I'm going back up to fetch the car. But I powerhouse through that hike.
Yeah, good for you.
And it was rough.
Yeah.
It was tough.
I also had my shoes were shoes that I don't wear all the time because, when you're traveling, you can only bring so much. So I
Right.
brought like a cute pair of shoes.
Right.
Which by the way down from that hike,
Yeah.
one of my pinky toes was just rubbing against the side of the shoe. And I was like, I cannot do this whole hike.
No,
It was not working.
It's funny because they go, oh, it's a half-mile hike. You're like, oh, half-mile, like that's nothing. Well, a half-mile hike is different when it's like up a mountain.
It's like a hill in San Francisco, but like add like rocks, trees, and it was such a steep incline.
And it was hot.
Very hot.
It was very,
But how
very
much
hot.
of a temperature change once you got to the base of the river?
Oh, it was like a 15-degree
It was
difference.
so nice.
It was
so
perfect.
refreshing. It
Yeah.
was so beautiful. Go to
Perfect down there.
Snoqualmie Falls,
Snoqualmie Falls. We also went to Pike Place Market.
which was really cool and
Which
fun.
was cool,
I mean,
yeah.
I grew up doing that. It was my field trips.
It's touristy, but also it's fun.
Well, I like it because it's old.
Yeah.
And like there's like old stuff that like, you can tell like this has been here forever. And so that aspect of it to me is really cool. I love it. I think Pike Place is neat.
and so we also went down to the other area, like where I don't know what that area is called, where the Ferris wheel is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
don't
The
either.
Marina, the
Pier
waterfront.
57 or something?
Yeah. We went down there too. And that restaurant that we got drinks at right next to the Ferris wheel,
Yeah.
because Sophie and I are playing The Last of Us Part 2. They ended up right there.
Really?
In the video game, right there, the
How
restaurant
weird.
that we ate at. We're like, we wait right there.
Yeah.
That's where we were. We were there
That is so funny.
in the video game world.
We also visited Lake Stevens, which how beautiful is that lake?
Lake Stevens is pretty beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah. I mean, Lake Stevens as a whole is like it's whatever. I actually love Lake Stevens, but the lake is beautiful.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish you jumped in.
I jumped right in.
I wish I could have jumped in, but we had a whole day planned, and when I jump in with this beard and this ever receding hairline here, it's not good.
Yeah.
I got to prepare for this.
Yeah.
To go out into the world to not look like a complete bozo.
And then you went on a hour-long hike,
And sweated my ass
so you
off.
may as well have just jumped in the
Well, I
lake
didn't know that I was
anyway.
going to do that.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right.
that's this week's episode. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. Please follow the podcast on Spotify, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, and leave a review, leave a 5-star rating, and please share the podcast with some friends.
Yeah,
We are
please.
trying to increase our listenership,
Yeah.
and it is a challenge.
Yeah.
But thank you, everyone who has been listening so far. Oh, I was on the radio the other day.
Yeah.
I had an interview, and I plugged the podcast
Yes.
on the radio
Yes.
live in Ventura County on 99.3 in Oxnard.
We should get stickers. I'll just put stickers everywhere.
Yeah, we should get stickers.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that.
Yeah, we
just
should
like
do that.
the podcast thumbnail with a QR code.
Yeah.
We'll do that. I'll make it.
Let's do it.
But yeah, and as always, follow us on Instagram at According to My Wife. You can follow Babs now at babs.martinelli.
Yes.
She changed it from bilbo.babbins.
Yeah. Yeah.
To babs.martinelli.
No more Lord of the Rings.
No more obscure Lord of the Rings references.
Yeah.
Now it's just her name.
Yeah.
You can follow me at Rick Martinelli Comedy. And if you would like to know about any of my upcoming stand-up comedy shows, go to rickmartinellicomedy.com. By the time this episode gets released, I will be in Canada.
Yeah.
So if for some reason I got any listeners in Calgary, Canada, come see me at Comedy Monday Night this Monday, July 24th. And you can catch me at The Blocks with Homeboy Sandman on July 25th. That's right. I still rap about once every 6 months and exclusively in Canada these days.
Yeah.
But come to the shows if you are around. And if not, then whatever. It's fine. It's chill. And we'll see you next week on According to My Wife.
You.
All right. Later.
Toodles.
Bye.